You got my phone calling,
You live, brother. You live, man.
calling.
You
Yeah,
live.
what's going on? We live, Mick, we've been live, man. We've been live ever since we did that live broadcast. But welcome back to Flint Voices. You know that conversational session we had this morning was something on fire, and I'm glad we had it. So I can, right now I can talk about all those town halls, the ones that we didn't had, and the ones that we're gonna be having. But before I talk about all that, I got a question to ask the citizens of the city of Flint, and especially all of those nonprofits. Have any of y'all consulted your county commission? I mean, they got Harper funds too, and Flint is a part of Genesee County, so those funds that they're spending should be incorporated in some. And I'm not saying that they're not, but I am saying whatever they're done being done with it, we don't know.
Right.
And citizens of Flint do qualify for. And I feel like real talk, every one of those nonprofits that lined up to talk about they want some of the city of Flint Harper funds, they should be down at 9 o'clock in the morning when the county commissioners have their meeting this Wednesday. They should be down there at 9 o'clock, and they should be lining up, and they should the same stuff that they got Eric Mays making a sheet of paper up so they can put their request down on it. They should be request a sheet of paper from those county commissioners, and they should be either told yay or nay. But they should at least be those county commissioners at least need to be addressed with some of these issues that we keep putting off on our city council when it comes to the Harper Fund. And also, as far as the city of Flint is concerned, they need to go back to the original name, COVID relief. COVID relief, because the language in those instructions are so broad that they can spend that money and it won't have to be nothing about no COVID relief. Just to keep it real. Just to make I mean like the stuff that I suggest will go along with the meaning of COVID relief, like pay the water bill, zero balance the water account. Why do I say that? Because during the pandemic, you can't have no water shut offs. Everybody got to have their water on. People wasn't paying their water bill. The county is at the city is at a deficit in the water fund. So why shouldn't you take the Harper funds and stabilize your water account? And then when I say zero balance, see this is Darius calling now. So I probably had to go back in and out, but I'm gonna answer. How yeah, I gotta go out and come back in.
Yeah, go out and come back in, Rich.
Yeah, can you kind of keep the screen going? I'm
No, I
finna
hear
get
you.
to go out and
I
come
hear you.
right
No,
back in because
Rich.
every time my phone ring, my volume go down. I can barely hear myself and I can't hear you at all.
All right, do your thing.
All right.
Rich,
See. Yeah, every time the phone ring, my volume go down.
that's terrible.
Yeah,
All right, there
especially
go
with my
brother D right here coming in, man. I'm
yeah,
finna.
and he said Jalil is on and everything. But
It just say device not connected. Check. I'm waiting on them to come on in.
okay. I
When
can
they come on in.
I can I can finish talking. until
Handle your
then.
business, brother.
But so and his man up program uh is what up, brother D. His man up program is one of those organizations that I feel to get some of those Harper funds, COVID relief fund. And the reason why I'm saying that is because since they want to change it from COVID relief to Harper funds, and then they want to put all of these other people and entities and nonprofits that qualify, because this is the instructions for this money is like the Bible. Whatever you want to do with these Harper funds, just take your time, read it, and find the passage to push your point of view. Just like me, I'll say I'll go into the utilities department, and then I'll get into there, and then after I get my royalty notice from that section, I add to it water bill, and then I want more money. I can go to another category to where they're giving homeowners or customers some kind of money. You see what I'm saying? Far as brother Derice, I can go into there to where they're funding nonprofits, and I can find a reason to fund his man up program. Is is all in the wheel. Whatever will it takes, far as those Harper funds, is there. It's just you gotta have the will, and then just like they told me, you gotta be creative with the pen. Yes, you can write it up to where you can zero balance everybody water account, and then you can turn around and you can charge them triple the amount of money. That's how you choose to write it up. Or you can write it up to where you can stabilize the water fund and then automatically go back and zero balance everybody. It's all in the writer and in the writing and the 5 votes and avoiding the veto, because a council can come up with something and get 5 votes, and then the mayor can say, "Nah, I ain't going for that," and veto it. And then if the council do not get 6 votes to override that veto, then that veto is gone. So while we're having all of these meetings, the bottom line of it is what I was saying almost a year ago, maybe a year, that the administration, that CFO, that demanded that we paid this company $1.3 million to spend these funds. He could have wrote it up. Uh, who's ever in the business development, they could have dug in and figured out some kind of way to spend the money. Every city councilman could wrote a resolution up. Arnez Brown can help you get your language right. It's real, like I'm saying. This is exactly what Dan Kildee told me. Because remember, I don't talk to people long. I do more talking on this podcast than I do with these people. He told me in a 1 minute, maybe 2 minute conversation, I wrote it up very broad. Yes, they can stabilize the water fund and zero balance the resident water account. All they have to do is be creative. I wrote this up so broad that it's damn near nothing you can't do with it. And that's why when people went, "Oh, we're gonna go to jail," "Oh, we're going," that's why I was tripping. I'm like, is the man who wrote this up is saying that it's so easy to distribute, distribute. And when you look at our buddy, mayor of the Ben Harbor, he ain't hiring no firm. You look at what's going on in Detroit, they ain't hiring no firm. You look at our county commissioners. Remember, they got Harper funds too. And Brother D, holler at them for, I mean, far as you talking to people, we are harassing Flint City Council about Harper funds. Genesee County received Harper funds too. Flint is a part of Genesee County. We should also be requiring, and I'm not saying that they ain't done nothing for the city of Flint with those Harper funds, but whatever, what I am saying is whatever they're doing or planning on doing is not public knowledge. You don't hear nobody in Flint running around talking about the county commissioners is spending the Harper funds on it. The county commissioners, if they are, I'm not one of the ones that's hearing it. So that's all I'm saying. But I'm finna get on to the real reason why we're doing this podcast today. And that is we're crying to all of these young folks out here. Stop killing each other. Get along. Talk. Find somebody positive to talk to. Find a new way to channel your energy. Learn to live with less. Trying to arrest more y'all. Trying to investigate more y'all. Trying to incarcerate more y'all. That's not a good plan. That's not a good plan. That's not a good solution. That's not a good solution for the kids that are already here and the kids that in their mother bellies as we speak, and the kids that are in the incubators in Hurley Hospital right now. That way of thinking ain't good for all of that. And y'all need to sacrifice, take some L's for the future of Flint. Because right now, man, y'all killing our future. Every excuse there is for all kinds of mistreatment, as far as the unfair sentencing, the unfair harassment, the fear that we can't even go into our local stores in peace, the fears that we can't have community outings. I mean, Brother D has a whole lot of good ideas, but how are these ideals are going to be affected? Because the older you get, as far as you want to deal and you want to do something and you want to improve the life of something, the older you get, the more violent it comes with. The older we deal with, the more violence that comes with it. That got to end. Y'all got to channel y'all energy. And I'm begging y'all because I know that is one solution. And innocent people will be hurt with that one. And that is we just start setting up roadblocks. If you ride down this street, you getting pulled over, you getting checked. Period. And we just start doing street by street by. But then guess what, Brother D? We're gonna have more people going to jail for driving with suspended license, all kinds of cars getting towed because the insurance and the tax ain't right. And all of those categories will probably do more than take more of those illegal guns off the streets. But that's the kind of life that we're headed to, and then you just got to look at the idea of the cameras that they're finna be putting up everywhere.
Rich, Brother D?
We're legally allowing that to happen because of our behavior. So I'm gonna let that go, and if Brother D want to insight even more on that, he can. And if he just want to talk about his program that they just had today at 3:30, his youth basketball league that he's putting together, and just his continuously reaching out to and being available to the kids that I call the non-program kids. Brother D hand it over, and when Brother Jalil come in, he's welcome to open discuss and talk about. And I'm just look, dog. Like I said early this morning, dog, you doing things that I ain't doing. And I want to give you credit for doing things that I can't give you credit for because everybody don't need to know what you're doing. But I'm saluting you, bro, because I know what you're doing. I know about the conversations that you're having. And I appreciate you, bro. And they are making a difference, bro. They are. You are making a difference. But it's just so bad that it's good. So, Brother D, I'm gonna turn it on over to you, bro, and do what you gotta do, my baby.
All right. And I appreciate being here. It's always a pleasure to kick it with you, brother, on the camera and off. Mainly off, because I see you more off than I do on. But to address what you were saying, man, about the escalation in violence from generation to generation, and it seems like there's no end in sight. And if we don't take the right approach, it won't be. See, this is a process. We didn't become this damaged, overnight. This didn't happen 10 years ago. See, the process of slavery, man, created a whole new people. Just think about it. They went to Africans and they got Africans who had African names, believed in African ways and folk ways and the traditions and the way of life that they lived and the God that they even worship. All that was dismissed over a process of slavery that lasted between 250 and 400 years. All that was a process to create a whole new human being, man, that was no longer anything like he was when he first showed up here. Totally different person. The same process to create a new mindset got to be the same way, man.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be done no other way. I mean, we can't stop violence unless we change the mentality of the people, man. If people, I don't care what you get, how you do it, if we continue to think the way we was created to think, and then we enhanced it with our own foolishness, we made it worse with our own creative foolishness, which was strictly from our lower self, strictly from our bad nature. All this shit we see is brilliant. Rap, hip hop is brilliant. Take brilliant skills to do that. But all the words and everything you saying is destructive to your own community. So even our brilliance is used to destroy us, man.
Yo.
Because all we creating off of is filth. It's all filth. See, you can't come up with a holy dance, but we can come up with twerking. We can't create an industry that sell to the world, but we can become the number one ballers in the country. We don't create the athletes that we got. We ain't producing doctors, we producing basketball and football players. In the life of a football player, like the brother Mateen told me one time about college hoop, living the college hoop life and a professional life, I mean, it's surrounded by all garbage. So any of them men that's actually able to be strong and not hoes and not partying and getting high on drugs and living it up as athletes got to be some hell of a men because the lifestyle itself
is there.
It's there, man. It's there. And my point is, if the mindset don't change, no matter what we do around here, man, we're gonna be acting like the niggas they create. Because that's all we got to grab on. We ain't got nothing else. You can go change your name and all that shit to an African name. If you don't change the mindset, you still a nigga.
What you doing? Changing your name.
That's it. So the process of changing, now just check this vision out. I ain't gonna never say it ain't gonna happen. It don't look good now.
You just don't look good.
Still ain't gonna never say no. But just imagine if every church in Flint understood that we must change the mindset of our boys. We must turn their minds back to where it should be, not this bullshit. And every one of them is over 400. Every one of them had a program. You don't got to call it man up, call it for the boys, saving our sons, whatever.
Right.
But make the point about transforming the mindsets of people. It got to be that, man, or it ain't going to work. Ain't nothing going to work, man. You can protest and shout and all that shit. They can throw money at the problem. That's why a lot of white folks resist it now, because they didn't throw money at the problem. They didn't throw opportunities at the problem. Here, it's a whole bunch of opportunities. You can go to school wherever you want. You can do this, and that's the fact. But you can't make niggas do it. You can't, man. You got to have black men, some soul. You can't make niggas do nothing. Them brothers, they used to join the Panthers back in the day. They had to come in there and learn a new way, the Panther way. So they was new men. That's why they was able to stand strong. But then it took a whole bunch of go down there to what do the most killing at and see where you can take them niggas to do something on the behalf of black folks. You can't. You can only take the people who'd have been changed, like me, you, and the other brother, and all the brothers you affiliated with, DeWine and all them. They don't think like niggas no more. That's why they're able to do what they doing. But the first thing had to change is what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Them the only people out here doing stuff, man. Every time you run across a scared brother or a brother who caught up in these streets or on something else, because they don't know yet. Some of them do know, but they ain't committed to it. It's just something to talk about. It ain't nothing to live. You know, I went through that process too. I can sell you some crack, damn it, and tell you all about the black man at the same damn time. But what did it mean? Because I hadn't changed my ways. I hadn't changed my life. So here I am selling crack and talking about the black man as God.
Had to learn. We had to learn to live without. Walking away from stuff like that it's a lot of evil stuff that you're walking away from, and it's a lot of trophies that you have. But when you, at the end of the day, you do the same thing in the beginning of the day. You wake up, you eat, and you go back to bed. And the difference between having a new pair of $100 or more tennis shoes every other day versus you pay $30 for a pair of shoes and they gotta last you 6 months. But those compromises are worth your life in the street, to where you can go over your grandma's house and eat you a pot of cornbread and greens, instead of that prison food that you're eating. Your kids, the time that you can't put no Jordans on your kids' feet, but guess what? You can make sure you're there from the first day of school and graduation. You're gonna miss some years.
Let me share something with you right quick, Rick.
You got it, my baby.
Let me share a scenario with you right quick to help you understand why I'm getting at. Take a brother on the street. Let's be realistic. Let's not get all in that old macho shit. Take a little brother that make $300 a day on the street. Now you tell him, for the love of your people, you're killing your people. You might go to jail. You may do time. Whatever you come up with. Come on, man. Take this job making $10 an hour, $12 an hour.
He's how he can't do it.
You know why he can't? Because, see, economically, that don't make sense. Economically, it don't make sense, man. You trying to tell me to go work somewhere for $400, $500 a week, and I'm making $300 a day. Economically, that don't make sense. So and you can threaten me with jail and all that, but bad as it is out here, man, if this is what I'm getting, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep on trying. That's my point. Now, when I was able to get that shit up and go live and go work and go strive for something else, is when I was finally convinced that I had something in my life, something to do in life that was bigger than this. But just to go and work somewhere else, you couldn't give, man, we'd have had to fight if you told me some shit. I told my grandmother before, you sound like a fool. You want me to go slave for them hunkies for a few damn dollars and I'm paying the rent. I can pay the rent every day.
Chilling. I'm making
Because economically, it don't make sense. If you got something in you that you strive and you want that's bigger though,
yep.
Then you may make that sacrifice. But just to come and tell me, tight as it is, I take my chances, nigga. That's what I say to you, nigga. I take my chance. You go do that dumb shit. Because I'm not doing it. Most men I know that work today, it's something bigger that they about. That ain't got nothing to do with money. Not no on a real tip, ain't too many brothers who be out here bold neither though. That's just something because it's in our nature. Just to see two objects can't occupy the same spot. You can't put the chair in the same spot I just put it in. You can put it on top of something else. Something gonna be in the bottom. And American got it set up that we can't really share the same. We can't share the spotlight together. America rigged it this way, man. That's why most brothers who do go on to be successful, sometimes they always find out that you a nigga. Even the most powerful brothers, because America just set it up to where we both can't shine. The white man and the black man really can't shine in this country because the white man got to give up too much.
Too much.
Nigga, we've been owning the NFL for 90 years. You think one of y'all, because you got some money, you's going to come and buy a team? It's going to be hell for you to get one. Because we've been running this system since we've been here. And we set it up to where you barely can get a job coaching, let alone ownership. So, and then America get rich off our ignorance, bro. It's a multi-million-dollar business. Back in the 80s, the city of Ionia was in the black. They was bold. I mean, they was poor as a city, borrowing money from Grand Rapids.
And built
all them prisons up in there, man.
And there's a whole new.
And now it's one of the most prosperous cities in Michigan.
Yep.
So why would they want crime to stop when it's upholding some cities? Take them prisons out of Ionia. I don't even think it's a McDonald's, but one McDonald's in the whole city. So you take the prison out of out of Ionia, they ain't got nothing going.
You know, that's what I tell my friends. You know, I can't stand the law. I say, man, stop breaking the law. They need us. They need us. They need people to go to jail. Just imagine if it was a crime-free world. You wouldn't need prosecutors. You wouldn't need defense attorneys. You wouldn't need all of these policemen. You just think about how many jobs would not be needed if there was no crime.
That ain't gonna happen. But
no, it's never gonna happen.
I get your point.
There's always gonna be a need because, like you said before, it's been built, it's been shaped and formed.
Yeah.
It is, and it's an ongoing process. We're just living pieces in the process. We're here now.
Mm-hmm. But man, see, you got some pastors too in Flint don't even understand their own history. It used to be a time in America you didn't build no church without converting it to a school during school hours or building a school along with it.
Come on,
this is real history. This ain't
the rule of being a church.
Even Booker T. Washington on the compound of the Tuskegee Institute to this day, one of the first occupations of the first building was church and school. Because they combine God with education. They control their own education, man. And we got to get back to that because look at the people we produce when we control the education. Martin Luther King come from that.
Yep.
Martin Delaney come from that environment.
All our major people had that influence.
Fred Hampton, all of them come from an isolated environment where they was being taught and raised by their own, man. We produce the best people that ever came through America, to be honest. But yet we didn't turn them over. We didn't turn our people over to them as if they gonna produce something better than we did. America ain't produced no goddamn Malcolm X or no Martin Luther King. They ain't done that. We did though.
America has produced sellouts.
They ain't gonna never produce nothing for us, man.
Thank you. Never.
We got and the only way they will do it is when we powerful enough to be like Arabs and other people. We ain't got to show up at the poll, nigga. We'll meet you behind the stove, or we'll meet you at our house. See, some city councilmen, they don't be all out there doing what they doing. They talk to them in person. Look, nigga, sit down. We got this money for you, and this is what we need from you. We ain't about to be voting, protesting all downtown at the council meeting. We ain't about to do all that. But we gonna give you this for what we want. But we ain't powerful like that. We got to be down there raising holy hell to get something done. And then usually come out.
And that's by design.
Yep. Yeah,
that's by design.
Yeah.
Like you said, man, we gotta get more to the point to where we gotta bogart and we gotta demand. We gotta bogart and we gotta demand, you know.
And we gotta produce the people, man. We have to produce.
We gotta start changing our mindset, starting with our young. I have homeboys that kids have grown up into their lifestyle thinking that, oh, I didn't even know my son was peeping game. And I got me a little G. And, you know, I had homeboys that was in their 30s. They were losing their kids at the age of 16. You know, when y'all hear about all of these shootings and stuff, when I say it's not just you, the reason why I say it's not just you is because I know these boys' mothers. I had a friend when I had first came back to Flint, and he was like, Rich, I don't know what to do. One girl calling me, telling me that her son got killed, and another girl calling me, telling me that her son has just been arrested for killing the person that just called me, said, he like, I don't know who to support. I'm like, oh my God. And it's stories like that. And then you hear about the murder that happened a couple of Christmas ago where the grandmother and her grandchild was killed. And that's rocks and shakes the whole city. So it's just hard time. It's just hard time right now. And we're praying for a miracle, basically. We're praying that they fight and all of these vices that are against us and that are helping these kids grow up and do the wrong thing. Some kind of way it starts to disappear. And what you're doing, you are starting with kids. And some of these kids that you're about to be coming involved with, you're finna help them make their mind up to walk your way instead of this path that they don't have no other choice, because some kids only have the options of what you're trying to do in the streets. I'm just keeping it real. You're gonna run into a lot of kids that are not what I call program kids. You're gonna run into a lot of kids that's gonna need those one-on-one conversations after practice. That's gonna need those phone calls. That's gonna need to be in that gym, because those little few minutes in that gym could be those few minutes that they be out on the street getting killed. I'm just keeping it real.
They're the ones that America throw away. See, they're always looking for just to say it on a higher note. They're always looking for Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell. They always look for exceptional black students, because they know they can be utilized. They know they're brilliant. So they be looking just as much as we do, but they throw the worst back to us. You know, and then when I was in school, I was smart, but it didn't seem like smart was cool. So I got off that smart shit because I wasn't cool. Now, when you got the knowledge of self, you will understand that intelligence is our heritage. But some people stray away from being good or being smart because they don't associate it with being black. And that's still going on to this day, man. Some of these kids, some of these children truly believe that if you ain't thug and you ain't got no swag, you know, you ain't with the what's happening, what's popping shit, that you really might not be black. And if you happen to be excellent in school and use good English, I ain't say good diction, sounding white. I'm talking about speak proper English.
Very proper.
Something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. That comes from not having knowledge of self, because anybody with knowledge of self know, oh, that's one thing we always try to be, too damn intelligent. Some of us take it to the extreme, but I'd rather somebody be taking it to the extreme, trying to get there, than not even having an idea that that's what they should be on. But that's a reality, though. That is really a reality in our community, man. That's one of the first things. That's one of the first lessons you give when you come to man up. About how intelligent, what is the best black man? We dig through what we believe and find out. Then the next lesson is we learn that God didn't create no thugs, gangsters, killers, and pimps. Slavery created that. God created men and happened to be the black man first. You know, if they wouldn't have never made color an issue, then that might not even be something we should teach. But since they made it an issue and lied about it, then we got to tell the truth about it. The only thing that correct the lie is the truth. Yup. So we can't be, you know how many households that we was raised in, brother, we never learned nothing about the struggle?
Never.
There's so many young people now, today, in the past, who grew up and their parents never told them shit about what we went through. I didn't hear none of it. I knew my daddy didn't like white people for some reason, used to be mad all the time. but the position he kind of took was like,
you bring back memories, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be angry as hell, and I didn't understand why. But it seemed like he was angry but scared, though. Not like he was angry about to do something about it, like he did me. When you get mad at me, you show me, you fix that shit. But when you come home every day with the same anger, and then you don't go fix it. So it wasn't even something that really motivated you, because it was kind of confused. You know, you scared, but you mad. So, you know, they didn't tell us nothing, man. A lot of households like that didn't learn nothing about being black. And that's because some older people tell you, we didn't want to talk about that stuff, but you should have. Because we don't even be prepared to go out here, man, in this society.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I stopped believing in God, my grandmother told me, you raise up a child in the way they should go, and they'll never depart. But you raised me pretty good, I think. But I sure went all against what you taught when I hit them streets. And you used to always tell me about what God said, so I stopped believing it, because goddamn it ain't came true. I stopped believing. Because how you gonna believe in some great God and think you a nigga? Think you a thot? Or think you can't have disbelief in self but some great faith in God. You want to tell me about this great God, but you really don't got no healthy view of your damn self.
Thank you.
It's like I know I had a cousin one time. She was in the church 4 or 5 years, choir director and everything, then had 3 babies by 3 different cats. I'm like, how the hell is you the choir rehearsal? And you got 3 different babies. You had 3 babies by 3 different brothers since you've been there.
I ain't been married yet.
But yep, and every time you come around us, you talking about how great God is. But your belief in yourself is so low that you by in this process, by talking about this great God, you done had 3 damn children by 3 different brothers. Wow, you done found this great God. But your belief in yourself wasn't good enough for you not to allow yourself to be violated them many times while you talking this power shit. My point is, when you got a healthy belief in yourself, then maybe that faith would work for you.
Amen.
Might work, be mighty for you, but you can't have no great God and you ain't shit. In your mind and in your actions, you prove to us that you don't got that much belief in yourself. So you really don't believe in, that God stuff really ain't real.
It's time that people need to really open up and think and observe what they're showing. We gotta stop teaching these kids the wrong thing. We gotta be way better influences than we are. We are good examples. I mean, when I first came back to Flint, Brother D, it felt refreshing seeing you, seeing Jalil, seeing what y'all were trying to do, because I was just tired of hearing that phrase staying out the way. Man, I was literally burnt out from hearing that phrase. And it got to the point to where, hey man, what's up? I know you staying out the way. That's how because I hadn't seen people in a long time. And no, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't locked up. I just happened to live in another state for like 10 years in a row. So when I came back to Flint, it was the beginning of the I'm staying out the way. That was the beginning of the staying out. I came in at the beginning of the staying out the way era. And
That
like I
phrase
said
did
before,
dominate.
you know, I was it just felt it's like a breath of fresh air to say, hey, brother D still got it. I mean, because I was 19 years old coaching an 18 and under basketball team. So all of my life, I've been reaching down and trying to keep people from getting. When I went to school, I majored in criminal justice because I wanted to get a halfway house to where I was helping kids before they became adult offenders. But guess what? Guess what they wanted me to do, Brother D? And this came after 4 years of going to college and getting a degree in criminal justice. Guess what they wanted me to do, Brother D? Take the
What's that?
same job that I could have got a couple months after I graduated from high school. Be a prison guard. Be a prison guard. Man, I want to help the youth. No, cause this is where we got you labeled at. I'm like, no, I didn't go to college to be a prison guard. I don't like the law. I didn't go to college to join the law. I went to college to help people from becoming a part of the system. And I wasn't given that opportunity. So like I said, it's just rough. Shortly after that, I had left Flint. I had got blessed to leave Flint. Then I come back 2014. Like I said, we got the water crisis, we got the staying out the way, and I bump I bump into you. What is like 2015? I spent almost over a year with damn near hearing 20 out of 21 people say they staying out the way. Do you know how frustrating that be? And when you done went to every high school in Flint, so you got different people from all eras that know you.
Yeah.
You know how frustrating that was? Is because we still got a lot of people that just staying out the way. But those are your grandkids. Back when I first came here, was a lot of people talking about their peers. And when I say kids, your kids, I don't mean like yours blood and all that.
I'm
But
with you,
the
man.
kids, the people you went to high school with, you know, I'm like, damn, we staying out the way of our own kids. And then I get to seeing how many of my homeboys' kids are running around fatherless because of mistakes that they made. Some of them being overseas. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing these 16-year-old, these 16 and under kids whose daddy would have been maybe 30, 32, but they died when they were like 2 or 3 years old. You see what I'm saying? And now what we got kids dying before they even can have kids. They're dying younger than 16.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, brother D, man, I salute you, man. I salute anybody that goes out there, even if they're just trying to touch one kid at a time. I've been checking out your Facebook posts too. I don't do a lot of commenting, but I seen something you put down there. Whatever happened to the church league? And then I'm listening to you, how you talking about how all the churches had activities, some kind of outreach for the community. And I'm thinking about this, brother D. Look at all those gyms that these churches got. Look at all of these gyms that these churches got. And you made a beautiful post. You said, what happened to the church league? Big brother D, you just brought up a heck of a beautiful question.
I'll tell you what happened to it. Don't nobody go there no more. They ain't got no more young people. But let me say this, man, as I get ready to get into my family activity for the night.
Okay.
And this is what I want to say, man. The number one thing, man, is we got to think different, man. We don't think and believe different. Ain't nothing gonna change, man. And what's trending now, man, is dangerous. It's dangerous, man, because it's like all our young soldiers is gone. See, Martin Luther King and all the leaders from the 60s, man, they could depend on teenagers, young people, to be the strength of their movements. That's what it's always about. Young people, young youth. That's why the attack has been on them so tough. That's why they created it now where most of the people who stand up for black people 40 and 50 years old. It used to be young folks and they was tired of, man. And that's a sign that they didn't want. See, they think they didn't want. Because when they look on the scene now, they look over the scope now, all the young brothers, all the most brilliant, the strongest voices, is telling them to get money, kill these niggas. That's them the voices now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can never expect the man who knocked you on your ass to help you up.
On your feet.
I ain't never fought nobody in my life, even if we became friends again after we fought. But when he initially put his hands on me, I wasn't looking for him for help. So we got to quit looking to other people for help. We got to do it. We got the resources. We got the institution. All we got to do is make sure we create and find the people. Because we all ain't punks, man. Them white folks just called me down to Catholic Charities. I'm going to just tell this. It hurts so much, I don't like to tell it. But when I started, man, up there years ago, and I got pushed out because it wasn't conducive to AA. But since I've been going, I guess a couple of people down there have been keeping up with me, following. So they called me and said, what's that about? Do you need funding? I didn't reach out to them. They called me, man. And then they told me, send us the program, some of the program, we'll see what we can do for you, bro. So I do it. Then 4 weeks went by. And they called me and his exact words were, I ain't gonna throw his name out there, but his exact words were, Brother D, I think we got some funding for you. How can you get down here? I'm at work. I'm on the job. I got a deadline to meet. These people paying me. So I say, man, I'm on my way. Because I need this. We need this. So I leave, go over there. This clown told me, man, that the program was good, but they can't support some race base because of their policies as a group. I'm like, what you saying? He said, if you take black out, take the racial focus out, and keep it general, then we got something for you. Now, being the street brother that I am, my first question was, how much? I might try to get you.
Yeah,
but it wasn't a couple. Yeah, but it wasn't but a couple $1,000. So I told him, man, I ain't about to do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Not for that. And then how you gonna tell me it's a good program and I got black in there because the statistics show the statistics don't say American boys go to prison at an alarming rate. It say black boys. It don't say American boys, it say black boys. It say that American families are without black males at an alarming rate. It don't say American families, it say black families. It don't say American boys getting through in prison at alarming numbers, it say black boys. So man, you can kiss my ass if you think I'm supposed to sell out for that. I wouldn't have sold out for nothing, but I might have tried to get you if it was 400,000-500,000. If it was life changing, I would say I'm gonna change it and keep it the same. I might have tried you like that, cause I'm from that way, and we always looking for an angle. But I ain't finna. You can't come at me that petty, brother. You got me twisted.
And then see what they would have ended up making me do if it was worth the while. They would have been making me say that one out of whatever kids that's currently incarcerated is W. Whatever all kids are B. I would just gave you the facts then. Anywhere to go, anywhere to go, I would have changed your wording, but I wouldn't have split it away from my definition.
I told him was,
you know what I'm saying? We know how to bend if it's worth bending for, but we're not finna bend, and you're not even worth bending for. You're not even worth us taking the time to throw those extra words in. Because that's all it is.
I told you.
You're not going to be able to make us get away from our mission.
Yeah, I told him. I said, girls show up from time to time because they're interested. We don't change the program. And if a white kid showed up, a troubled white kid showed up, man, we wouldn't send him out the door because I'm not like them. He can come in the door. He just got to follow the program. I mean, if you want to make it white, if you want to say, like when we say the original man is black, you can learn that as a white person, because you're gonna have to, because if a troubled white teen, we ain't the devil, man, and we don't act like the devil. We from God, so we don't do stuff based on race. We don't treat people like that. See, I ain't the type of brother that'll not help a person simply because he white. We ain't cut that way.
They ain't cut that way.
Because I love mine, I'm trying to help mine, don't mean I hate you. I don't want to reflect you at all. I don't want to reflect what has been evil to me in no type of way. I'm the example of what you how you should have done.
Firm example of doing to others that you want others to do unto you.
Yeah, man. So if that wasn't good enough for them, I really didn't have nothing for them after that. Because if a white dude came up and said, listen, white parent, my son in trouble, we want him to be a man up, bring him home. Let's go. He gonna have to set the program at the same, just like when we go to school, damn it. I got to hear this shit about the white founding fathers. I got to sit there and learn that. We had to sit there and learn about George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and all that. I was getting educated. Y'all didn't change the curriculum for us. Look, take George Washington out and put Malcolm them in there for the black kid. No, they didn't do that.
Man, they trying to eliminate these little 28 days in February. Man, you know, I know you might not have heard of this, but you know, and it's off subject, but you know, they trying to take African American studies out of the University of Michigan.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Like KRS-One used to say, learn a little bit of your story, the real story.
But can you imagine a black church without a library or some history book? Can you imagine that?
That's damn near what we visited when we go to church on Sunday now. Our church's mindsets have been changed from the mindset of the pastors. I'm talking AJ Pointer. I'm talking Reverend Floyd. You know, because you gotta remember, Pastor Aldridge was the originator of Churches with Gym. Christ Fellowship, they had a gym, but their gym couldn't compete with Falls Avenue because it wasn't built to compete. It was, matter of fact, I think Christ Fellowship gym was built first.
Yeah.
So, but all of those preachers, all of those pastors they had a vision that did not carry on after they passed. They had a vision. Cause you gotta remember that our church league, when we was 18 and under, our church league was the bomb. We had an adult church league to where the adults was playing basketball. They didn't just stop at 14. Now everything good for kids is as far as activity stops at 14. I guess we starting to get the little dance squads that are older than 15. I think, but you know, it's not nothing like what we had. We had a whole lot of 25 and under programs to where they just didn't stop, and we were young, and we were fighting. A lot of us was in our mindsets taking care of the family. And it was a lot of us that could easily take care of the family because there was a lot of customers that worked in the shop. So it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money in the city of Flint to go around. A lot of different mindsets forming and stuff. But right now, we gotta work on what Brother D's talking about in mindset. Like I be saying all of the time. You don't see youngsters walking around Grand Blanc, which is a part of Genesee County, which probably had these same gun open carry laws and all that, but you don't see them walking around Grand Blanc with their guns showing. You don't see them going to those establishments. I don't even know about the clubs and everything because I don't hear nothing about clubs outside of Flint that really have problems like the clubs in Flint. So far as the parking lot pimping or whatever the situation is going on that's allowing all of this stuff to take place, Brother D, you like I said before, you deeper deeper into this and I acknowledge you for getting deeper into this and trying to get these youngsters to just stop killing each other, just in the revenge. And I know it's rough and it's hard, but I'm praying that everybody just reach out and talk to somebody younger than you. Talk to your kids. I don't care how old your kids is, and pray for our future. Pray for the newborn.
That's right, brother. And on that note, I got to go, brother. Peace.
And me too, man. And I really appreciate you and everything.
All right, peace, brother D.
Hey, right, Mick, wasn't nobody chiming in, was it, Mick?
Hold up, Rich. I'm just
Okay.
moving, brother D. What'd you say now, Rich?
Wasn't nobody chiming in anything, were they?
Nah, wasn't nobody saying nothing.
That is good.
Yeah, well, nobody said nothing. You had to tune in. But hold
Well,
on one
man,
second.
I always enjoy talking to Brother D. He always, he's a good brother, man. And we just got to have more gathering of the minds like what we just did today. It just got to be more people that's tired of what's going on, that want to make a change, and we just got to keep getting positive people together and reaching out and working on the change. We can't have a bad attitude and then expect people to help people to have a better attitude. I'll just leave it
Mm-hmm.
at that.
Mm-hmm. It get better, Rich.
Yeah, it got to, man, because I got two grandkids that I want to start growing up and walking the streets of Flint. I mean, right now my grandkids are not 2 years old yet.
Mm.
Is we man, just imagine if they come to spend the summer with me in 8 years. That means they'll be 10 years old. That's old enough to probably you're supposed to be able to walk to the corner store at the age of 10. Am I right?
You're supposed to.
Come on, man. You think in 8 years I would want my grandkids to walk to Riviera store?
I mean, yeah, I feel you.
I mean, it's just not funny, man. But just think about that, man.
No, I feel you on that, Rich. But I'm saying you got to change the condition, though, if you can clean
Man,
it
I'm
up.
trying, Mick. I'm trying.
Peace,
It's just
family.
sad that
Hey, Rich, I'm finna
like
shut it down. You ain't got to get off. I mean, you want to do your what's your name? You want to do
yeah,
your
yeah, I'm gonna talk. I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
talk for a minute. Then we're gonna get off. But listen, y'all, it's a shame that people that is trying to do good, that is trying to create programs, that is trying to keep kids off of these streets, are having obstacles. We gotta change. I don't care how y'all feel about each other. We just gotta look at the end result, and the end result is we need to bring the good old days back. The days where you had teen centers, like I said, you had church basketball league that were 25 and under. I mean, like right now, we losing our kids at the age of 14. All help and assistance is stopping at the age of 14. Most of what's going on and with our situation is we're getting a bunch of 14 and under AAU teams. We get all kinds of AAU teams that stop at 14. It
Mm.
just we gotta start doing more 25 and under. I got plans, but I'm glad Jalil didn't come on here today because I also listened to him. And me and him had a conversation, and he told me and then Satara then told me in the past too, sometimes you need to hold your good thoughts a little bit longer. Don't just but I got a million good thoughts. So I mean, real talk. Like if you steal a good idea from me today, I'll come up with another. God is just constantly blessing me, so I'm not worried. But my main thing of it is, and the main reason why God gives me these ideas is to help. And I know they are good ideas because I'm not bragging, but uh I got the paper reward RYPE, rewarding young positive energy. And a part of that nonprofit entity that I started back when I was like 21, 22 years old was teaching kids how to do recording and all video. And if you go up into the Broom Center right now, I guarantee that's one of their most successful programs. And I can go even deeper, but we won't. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your week.
Hold up, Rich. Hold up. I'm
Yeah,
not finna just let you get off like that. What you saying? That was your idea that they running up there?
yeah. and I'm not saying it's completely my ideal but the overall ideal of teaching the kids how to make music and stuff, yeah, I did that back in the early '90s.
Okay, that's what's up. I feel you.
And it is what it is. But like I remember, at that time it was a radio station called 92.7 WDZZ, right downtown Flint, where the Capitol is now, right? Um, when I went down there and I did that, because they were letting people like me come on and get on the radio. So when I came down there and I got on the radio, I say the same thing back then that I say now. Mr. Joe, that's such a good idea. All of this, somebody, I didn't worry about it. You know why I didn't worry about it? Because whenever God blesses me, and bro, we are, you already know what time it is, baby. Uh, when God blesses me to get that program off the road under my own organization, gonna be plenty of kids waiting for. So I'm not upset. I'm happy. Like I said, I speak loud because if you're gonna steal an ideal like that, you're gonna earn your money because you're gonna get kids. It's better. It's better than somebody. Then I come up with an idea that sounds so good on paper, but it ain't nothing in reality. And people running around here doing all that stuff ain't helping no kids. Then I would have a problem. But I don't have no problem with nobody taking my ideas and helping kids. I'm just glad that I ain't down and scrappy enough to where I gotta run over there and say, but God damn, man, can I at least be a hall monitor? you, you know, I mean, I ain't mad at all because it's like I said, Mick, whenever we put our stuff together, guess what? We're gonna have 25 or more kids.
Right. No, I'm
You
with
know, all you gotta do is get out there and let the kids know. And then see, man, let me be quiet.
right. Do that, brother, because you about to
but we
mess
finna
it up.
but we finna blow up, y'all. I'm just gonna make it. And I am not mad about the decisions that I'm gonna make in the future. I am not mad. I am never gonna stop my community involvement. I will curve my behavior and my movement, and but I would never completely turn my backs on the children of the city of Flint because I can never grow up. Y'all must always remember that Rich Jones never grew up because at the age of 19 years old, he was coaching an 18 and under basketball team.
And we
And
dipping out on that.
we're dipping on out. And I will talk to you